so on 28, you should have gotten a times a to get a squared at the beginning, and then for the last term, b times b. Okay, so you should have found the factors of negative 45, and the two factors that'll add or subtract to give you a negative 4 would be 5 and 9. Okay, and to get a negative 4, we need our bigger number to be negative, so it should be negative 9 there. Okay, so you should have gotten a plus 5b and a minus 9b. All right, on 30, you have x squared, so x times x. And your last term is y squared, so y times y. Okay, then you should have found the factors of 20, and the two that'll add or subtract to give you 8 would be 2 and 10. And the only way to get 8 would be to do 10 minus 2. So you should have gotten x minus 2y and x plus 10y. And I forgot to mention this, I've told y'all before, but it doesn't matter the order. If you want to put x plus 10y and then x minus 2y, that's totally fine. Just make sure that the 2 is negative and the 10 is positive. All right, last 4. All right, on the last 4, what I want you to look for is if they have a greatest common factor. So if you have a number in front of n squared, x squared, whatever squared, you need to look and see if they have a greatest common factor. And here, 4 will go into all 3 terms, right? So what we're going to do is take a 4 out. We're going to divide each term by 4. So that'll give me n squared. 12 divided by 4 is 3n, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay, so now I can factor what's inside the parentheses. Okay, so I would find my factors of 2, so 1 and 2, and they would add up to give me 3 in the middle. Okay, just make sure on your answer you have that greatest common factor outside. Don't forget about it, okay? So I'm going to bring down that 4, and then this would be n plus 1 and n plus 2. Okay. 33, I'm going to look at my 3 terms. Do they have anything in common? Okay, and they do. They have a 3 in common. 3 goes into all 3 terms. So I'm going to take a 3 out. So I'm left with y squared. Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5y. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, so now it's like normal. I'm going to find the factors of 4. So 1 and 4, 2 and 2. In which 2 will add or subtract to give me a negative 5. Okay, 1 and 4 will add to give me 5. So if I want to get a negative 5, I need both of these to be negative. Okay, so I'm going to bring down my 3, my greatest common factor, and I'm going to have y minus 1 and y minus 4. Okay, last one on the left side. We're going to figure out our greatest common factor. And our greatest common factor here would be 2. 2 will go into all 3. Okay, so if I take a 2 out of all 3, I'm left with b squared. 10 divided by 2 is 5b, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, so I'm going to find the factors of 6. I'm going to have, let's see, 1 times 6, 2 times 3. Now, both of those will work, but if I do 6 minus 1 to give me a 5 in the middle, will those multiply to give me positive 6? Okay, and they won't. They give you negative 6. So I'm going to pick the 2 and the 3. So it's going to be 2, and then b plus 2, b plus 3. All right, so I'm going to give you 45 seconds to do the right side of this paper, and then we'll check. Okay, on 32, your greatest common factor would be 2. They have a 2 in common. So you're left with x squared minus 4x minus 12. Factors of 12. You should have gotten, let's see, we need a 4 in the middle. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, that would do it. If I take 2 minus 6, if I give that negative to the 6, that'll give me a negative 4 in the middle. Okay, so you should have gotten 2x plus 2x minus 6. All right, 34. On 34, they all have a 3 in common, and they all have an a in common. So we're going to take out a 3a. And we're left with a squared plus 10a plus, what, 21? So you should have found the factors of 21, and the 2 that'll add or subtract to give you 10 would be 3 and 7. Okay, so your answer for 34 should have been 3a. A plus 3, a plus 7. All right, last one. They have a 5 in common, so you should have taken out a 5 and gotten x squared minus 3x minus, oh goodness, 28. Okay, so factors of 28, and the 2 that'll add or subtract to give me negative 3 are 4 and 7. And since I need a negative 3, I'm going to give the negative to the bigger number, so 4 and negative 7. Okay, so you should have gotten 5, x plus 4, x minus 7. All right, and that's all y'all are gonna do today. Now, if y'all can't handle just staying quiet and working on any missing work, I did leave an extra worksheet for today over this stuff. So just put the cell phones away, keep them put up, put your music up, and y'all can talk to each other, but just don't have the cell phones out and don't get too rowdy, okay? All right, y'all have a good day.